Okay, I'm sorry, the net is not very responsive. Now we shall see how a mother talks about the role of grace in her life. She is Bhanumati, and at the time she gave the speech, she was working as deputy editor of a popular magazine. She was saying here, when she came to the ashram, she said that to pray to Bhagwan to remove all the difficulties of life may be very difficult, because you can't expect Bhagwan to remove all sufferings of life. But you can ask for something. You can ask for the courage to manage a problem when it crops up. You can ask for the resourcefulness to tackle it well. She said that this is what she was trying. She always prayed to Bhagwan. She was getting problems, but then she prayed to Bhagwan every time for giving her the mentality, the mental preparation for tackling it well. And she said that every time she started to chant the name, she was able to keep her calm. She was able to manage her problems well. Her job was one such where she had to be very vigilant. She could not afford to make mistakes. So whenever she got tensed up or nervy, she would begin to chant the name or look at the photograph of Bhagwan, and that would immediately calm her down, would give the required clarity in thinking. This invisible companion has become so close to her in life. It was a great treasure, and she said her daughter was doing her second year engineering, and then she developed stomachache just previous day, and she was very doubtful about attending, about scoring high marks. But then she said, the mother said to the daughter, no, you keep chanting, Bhagwan will find a way out, you don't worry. And true to that, the next day the daughter was able to write her exam well. She says there are so many, ever so many incidents which she could go on narrating, just to inspire people with what role grace plays in life. At mere calling out, the help is indeed rushed. Again, after finishing her examination, the daughter had applied for some important colleges, and then she was praying because they belong to this forward community, so there is no guarantee that despite the marks they would get a seat. It's always difficult. So again, only Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. But finally, she managed to get it. There is a period where you have to wait. The daughter says that for every examination, she found out an easy way. She would write the questions that she wanted to come in the examination, and then she would write them down and put it before Bhagwan's picture, chant his name and pray to him, please, these questions must come. And surprisingly, those questions came and she found it easy to answer. So when this happened repeatedly, her friends also came to know about it, and then they also supplied questions. And by a leela of Bhagwan, they also got what they wanted. So his daughter's name is Akshaya. Now I think she's in Canada, was doing her PhD or something, her higher studies, and now probably she's employed. But she said that this trick always worked. She had somehow this faith in Bhagwan, that Bhagwan would make the exam easier, and all she had to do is write the questions. Can you believe this? Of course, all the students can try, but you must have the same faith. Faith is everything. And we must also know to ask, like Bhanu, for the courage, for the integrity, for the discretion to manage a problem successfully, to tackle it successfully, with vigilance and resourcefulness. We have to pray, and pray with faith. And chanting the name helps a lot. Now there are hundreds of leelas where Bhagwan would rush to help at the beck and call of a devotee. In truth, it's not Bhagwan being Bhagwan condescending to help. It looks like an errand boy coming to our help. That is how the help is rushed to us. Of course, we are not to forget that he is Bhagwan. Today I read somewhere, very surprisingly, there was a devotee who was so devoted to Bhagwan that when she visited, she and her husband visited Sanaji Street house, Bhagwan personally served food, and then he said, she is so devoted to this beggar is also devoted to her. And then what he did was, surprise of surprises, after she finished eating, Bhagwan asked her to get up, and then Bhagwan took that leaf and cleaned the place. Can you believe it? You will remember Lord Krishna doing that, the Rajasuya Yaga of Yudhishthira. When everybody took up some job or the other to help the situation, Sri Krishna volunteered to clean the place where the sadhus had come and taken food. So Bhagwan, when I read that, my eyes filled up immediately. This is Bhagwan. Bhagwan says, if you are a slave to me, then this beggar is a slave to you. This beggar is prepared to do anything for you. If you are prepared to do anything for this beggar is prepared to do anything for you. So this is what we have to pray also. Of course, God would remove one suffering or the other, one suffering or two, but He would not be doing it every time. So if there is anything at all that we should ask God It is only for the courage, the patience, the skill to tackle this problem and be undisturbed. And what is more, like Akshaya made a friend of Bhagwan, so much so that Bhagwan always gave her the questions that she sought. You could get anything literally done by God if you become His slave, if you have the trust, that faith which would get things done, no matter what. So remembering this, and Akshaya has a very interesting incident to state. When she had applied to so many colleges, and there was difficulty getting inside because she belonged to the forward community, and she was praying to Bhagwan, she had a dream one night. And in that dream, Bhagwan visited their house and asked for something to eat. Her mother, she brought a plate of papads which have not been fried. The raw papads she brought. And this girl Akshaya was shocked. All this happened in the dream, in Akshaya's dream. What is this? Mommy is bringing this? The one who has come here is Bhagwan, and he is asking for something. What is Mommy doing? My God, how could he eat this? And Mommy would not do it normally. Why would she do it this time? She was a little baffled. She was also hiding in the other room and just peeping in now and then to see what was happening there. If Bhagwan took it, what Bhagwan did with that. And to her surprise, of course, as soon as her mother brought that, the raw, unfried papad, Bhagwan turned his face away for a second, and then he turned, just touched the papad with his hand, and in a fraction of a second, the raw papad became fried ones, fresh fried ones. He did not need the oil for frying. He did not need somebody to do the work. He merely touched it and it became fresh fried ones. And what was more, Bhagwan ate it happily. So the girl was watching it in her dream. And the next day, she didn't quite understand what happened in her dream, why this particular dream came. And then her mother said, anyway, Bhagwan has come. So you are assured of a seat in a good college. Don't worry about it. But when I read that, I was thinking that most of us, many of us, out of ignorance, out of lack of love, out of lack of faith, what we offer to Bhagwan is only this, unfried papad. He has to fry it himself, make it worthy of eating, and then he has to take it. We offer only half-prepared ones, offerings, but he makes it complete and then he takes it. This is what is happening every time. We do not even know how to pray. We do not have enough faith. And still, Bhagwan, being Bhagwan, an embodiment of grace, rushes to our help. He does the needful. He completes whatever we have to do, what we left off halfway without even knowing it. He completes it and then he offers it to himself and then he grants our prayer. So let us now make our prayer to Bhagwan, we do not know how to pray. Like Bhanumati, we are asking for courage, we are asking for patience, and above all, we want to be free from the panic that's playing havoc. Bhagwan, kindly bestow a huge grace so that the panic is uprooted from the hearts of people, and then the spread of the disease is arrested immediately. And Bhagwan, please, we seek your immediate, kind intervention to free the entire humanity from the clutches of this Rakshasic virus and bring back normalcy in every aspect of life based upon values.